The garden is in full swing, and that means that if you have planted zucchinis, you will have lots of zucchinis coming. Usually I made zucchini loaf, double chocolate zucchini loaf. I would put it in stir fries. I would put zucchini in crock pot dishes and anywhere where I could stuff it, because I know it's very healthy for you, but I didn't really know very much else what to do with it. But I have discovered this wonderful salad that I've come up with, and it is really, really good. I'm using it now in zucchini relish as well, so I have a few more dishes that I will make with it. Now, to begin with, if you have zucchinis this size, you can use the whole zucchini. But if you start to get zucchinis this size and larger, you want to cut them open and you want to take the seeds out. And that is what I have done with the zucchini that is in here. So it is really hard to tell you how many zucchinis you need to take. Go by cups. So measure it off by cups, and when you go to the recipe section, then you will find how many. I have had one large, so that is about 4, 5, 6 cups of zucchini. And I have used a mandolin for it, because cutting it by hand takes way too long. This is a much faster way to do it. Any kind of a mandolin or a shredder or even your food processor, anything that makes it go fast will take some of the time away. So here I have my zucchini, and I'm going to put all my other ingredients in. I have 2 shredded apples, and I have used for this transparents, because that is the season right now as well. And they're absolutely wonderful. They are, when they're not too ripe yet, they have this soft tartness in there. It is absolutely delicious, and so it gives a little bit of sweet flavor in this zucchini dish. While zucchini doesn't overall have a lot of flavor, with all the ingredients that go in there, it is an absolutely delicious dish. I have taken 3 to 4 green onions that go in there. I have taken some oregano. A lot of recipes will go for parsley or some other greens, basil, but I have gone for the oregano, and it's absolutely great. Then I put in some raisins to give it a little bit of sweetness, but I like some tartness as well, and so I also go for the cranberries, dried cranberries. Now, that gives it a little bit of color as well, which is nice because the apple and the zucchini have not much color. This is my homemade zucchini relish. And if you have homemade relish, you know how much sugar is in there, so you know kind of give or take the amounts. So for my relish, I don't put too much sugar in there when I make it. I will take about, I'd say half of a cup to a cup of relish. I really like the flavor of this. And it has some other veggies, of course, in there. It gives a little bit of color. And I am putting in a little bit of Italian herbs. If I could just open the jar. There we go. That was mother-proof. About a teaspoon. A little bit of fresh ground pepper. And some of these things go by taste. Now, because I make my own vinegar from kombucha tea, I am putting some of that in here. That also goes by flavor, because sometimes it is a little bit stronger than other times. If you don't have kombucha vinegar, then use something like balsamic vinegar. And a white balsamic vinegar is probably better than a colored one, because this will all turn brownish if you use the dark colored balsamic vinegar. So then it's a matter of mixing it all together. And I use this little spaghetti spoon because I really find it very handy with all these little bits and pieces. You can kind of scoop it over. But of course, any kind of a spoon will help. And what I have found is, even though a lot of people will say, you got to eat this right away because it softens the zucchini if you let it stand, I actually find that when you let it stand for a day in your fridge, yes, the zucchini will become a little softer, but it doesn't really become mushy. And the flavors are so much nicer. It flavors the zucchini itself, so you have much more taste in it. It also softens your dried fruit, which makes it much more flavorful as well. So I like to make this dish a day ahead of time, and then you can either use it as is, and then I sprinkle some nice little cherry tomatoes on top of it, which looks really lovely, and as a side dish with your meat and your starch is absolutely lovely. You can also use it as your lunch, and you can put some chicken on top of it. I like to do some pecans on there and a little bit of feta cheese crumbled over top of it. For those people that like more flavor and a little bit of a dressing, what I usually use nowadays is my kaffir anise, and there are recipes of that in my book. You can also, of course, use any of your favorite salad dressing. Make sure that you don't use too much of it because it is high in fat. And I rather have my fat out of something like this, my nuts, my pecans, or avocado, than through canola oils that are in the salad dressings. So this is my zucchini salad. There you go. I hope you like it.